All right, everybody, buckle up, because today we're going deep into the potential collapse of Iran.
Oh boy,
It's going to be a good one, folks.
this is going to be fun.
So we've got a bunch of research here.
There's
Stacks of research, and it seems like, the government in Iran,
Yeah,
they're not doing a great job
not a great job.
of running things.
No, they're not.
In fact,
Quite the opposite.
quite the opposite. They might actually be pushing the country towards collapse,
It's true,
which is,
Ironic.
a little ironic.
to say the least.
Yeah.
Very ironic.
But we're going to break it all down for you today.
We are.
Look at the historical context,
Yes.
the economic factors,
The oil.
the oil.
Yeah, all that oil.
We'll look at the internal power struggles.
Always fun.
Oh, yeah, those are good.
Some Game of Thrones stuff.
Little Game of Thrones action.
Yeah.
And some of the key events that have really shaped Iran today.
Big events. It's important to remember with Iran that, they really like to play the victim.
Oh, yeah.
They love to be the victim.
Non-Dave.
They've got this whole historical narrative
Right.
about being wronged by the West.
Okay, yeah. So give us some examples. Like, how does that play out?
Well, you look back at history and you see things like the Reuter concession.
Yeah. 1872.
1872, that's right.
British company gets control of all their resources.
Oh, resources, yeah.
And then, of course, you've got the 1953 coup.
Oh, yeah.
The U.S. and the U.K. help overthrow,
Get rid of.
Mossadegh, the
Mhm.
democratically elected prime minister.
Yeah.
They never got over that one.
No, they did not.
It's like they're holding a grudge from,
High school.
high school. Yeah, it's like,
They never got over it.
yeah, you dumped me in 10th grade. I'm still mad.
Right.
So,
And they use that narrative to justify all their policies.
right. So anything that goes wrong,
Oh, yeah.
it's the West's fault,
Absolutely.
even when it's like, maybe not
Even when it's their fault.
their fault. Yeah.
It's a very convenient way to
Deflect blame.
deflect blame.
Rally support.
Yep.
Sure.
It's classic.
But here's the thing, right?
Here's the kicker.
They're sitting on a mountain of oil,
A sea of oil.
a sea of oil, right?
Swimming in it.
But their economy is a mess.
A complete disaster.
How is that even possible?
So much oil.
So much oil. How do you mess that up?
Seriously, how do you mess that up? What's going on there?
Well, this is where the comedy really starts.
All right.
They've become completely dependent on oil revenues.
Ah.
So they're basically at the mercy of global price swings.
Oh, no.
And
Sanctions.
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
Can't forget the sanctions.
We're talking about 33% to 50% of their budget reliant on oil.
I know.
That's like putting all your eggs in one basket and then dropping the basket
Yeah.
down a flight of stairs.
It's not a good idea.
No, it's not.
And it just makes them so vulnerable.
Oil prices go down and suddenly their whole economy is in the toilet.
And who suffers? The people.
The average Iranian,
Yep.
not the guys at the top.
No, not the elites.
Right.
So when the people start complaining,
Mm-hmm.
the government's response is,
Let's just say it's not very subtle. So walk me through this. Oil prices tank.
Yep.
Economy goes down. People get mad.
Yeah.
What do?
you crack down.
They crack down.
That's it.
Really?
Protest, no way.
Yeah.
Free speech, forget about it. Human rights,
Yeah, right?
please.
So they're basically doubling down on all the stuff that's making people mad in the first place.
Exactly.
It's like they're trying to make things worse.
I know. It's like they're taking a master class in how to alienate your entire population.
Amazing.
5 easy steps.
Wow. They're killing it.
So on top of the economic turmoil,
Right.
you've got the government's, wonderful response to dissent.
Mhm.
But then there's also these internal power struggles,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Yeah, forget those.
I mean, this is like,
this is juicy.
it's like a whole other layer of
Right.
crazy.
Oh, yeah. So Iranian politics is a blood sport.
Right. Break it down for me.
You've got the hardliners,
Okay.
the old guard. They just want to cling to power.
They're not letting go.
No.
Then you've got the moderates.
The voice of reason,
They're trying to make things, a
trying to calm things down.
little more sensible.
Yeah.
But
Like-
not a lot of luck there.
Not really.
No.
And then, of course,
And then there's the clergy.
oh, yeah.
The big guys
Pulling the strings.
from behind the scenes.
Yay.
The puppet masters.
So it's a real
It's a mess. It is.
But fun to watch.
From a distance.
Yeah, exactly.
Think a reality show
Yeah, but with
with nukes.
with really high stakes.
High stakes.
Okay. So
None of them seem to get it.
None of them.
None of them realize that what they're doing, pushing the country closer and closer to the edge.
I guess when you're that deep in, it's hard to see.
Yeah, maybe.
So speaking of pushing the country to the edge,
Okay.
let's talk about the woman life freedom movement
Oh, yes.
that erupted after Mahsa Amini's death in 2022.
Huge.
Huge protest.
A turning point.
A real turning point.
Absolutely.
As a real turning point. Yeah.
Absolutely a major wake-up call for the regime.
Yeah, it wasn't just about the hijab anymore. It was about like
Freedom.
freedom, dignity, like a future,
A real future.
where they have some say.
Yeah, where they actually have a voice
Right.
and a choice
And a choice, yeah.
about how their lives
For our own lives, yeah.
are going to go.
It was a big,
It was powerful.
powerful statement.
Really.
Hey.
A collective.
Like,
No
oh,
more.
No more to the
oppression.
the whole system.
Yeah.
So how did the geniuses,
Oh, yeah. The masterminds,
masterminds running the show,
the brilliant strategists, how did they respond?
well, what do you think they did?
I mean, based on their track
To
record,
double down
they doubled down.
on the stupid.
On the stupid, yeah.
They resorted to brute force,
Yeah.
like always.
It's like they learned nothing
nothing.
from history.
Nope.
Like there's a playbook, right?
There's a playbook.
When in doubt,
Crack down harder.
crack down harder.
Yeah.
That's the solution.
I'll fix it.
But you know what?
What?
It didn't work.
It backfired.
It backfired.
Spectacularly.
No way.
I know, shocking, right?
Their iron fist approach
Yeah.
didn't win over the hearts and minds
Didn't really do.
of the Iranian people.
Nope.
I'm stunned.
I'm shocked. I tell you.
I had no idea.
So yeah, it really backfired.
So basically, they turned
They took
peaceful protests.
relatively peaceful protests.
Yeah, into
A full-blown revolution.
a bigger
A
problem
much bigger problem.
for themselves. Yeah,
Yeah, they're really good at that.
they are.
They've got that skill.
Yeah, turning every crisis
Every little crisis
into a bigger crisis.
into a major catastrophe.
All right, so
Impressive.
we've got the economic turmoil.
We do.
We've got the social unrest.
Uh-huh.
We've got a government that seems to be actively trying to make things worse.
Oh, yeah.
And then we've got
We've also got...
these power struggles that are like
It's insane.
just
I
crazy.
mean, it's wild.
What else could possibly go wrong?
Well, how about a desperate search for new friends?
New friends.
Because the West is not really into them anymore.
yeah, they've been kind of,
Giving them the side eye.
giving them the cold shoulder.
Yeah.
So who are they turning to?
Who do you think?
I don't know.
Russia?
Russia? Oh, of course.
China?
The dynamic duo.
Yeah. The paragons of freedom and democracy.
It's like the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
That's exactly it.
But that doesn't always work out so well.
No, it
Yeah,
does.
I don't
like that kid in high school who gets rejected by the cool kids.
Right, and then
And then tries to hang out with the troublemakers.
yeah, to prove a point.
To be like, yeah, I don't need you guys.
But usually it just makes things worse.
It does. Yeah.
Yeah, so they're basically trading one set of problems for another.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like trying to fix a leaky faucet.
by setting your house on fire.
Yeah.
Sure, you won't have the leaky faucet anymore, but
They'll have bigger problems.
you'll have other things to worry about.
So I'm getting a little headache thinking about all this.
I know it's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a lot to unpack.
It's like a giant
Winter fire.
political dumpster fire.
Yeah.
And they're just standing there fanning the flames.
They're pouring gasoline on it.
Yeah.
It's amazing to watch.
All right, so we've got all this chaos and absurdity,
Wow.
but there's a big question here.
The big question.
Yeah, what does all this mean for the future of Iran?
That is the question, isn't it?
Are they actually headed for collapse?
I don't know.
Or are they just really good at stumbling through crises?
Maybe they're just really good at surviving
Maybe
against all odds.
we need to look closer at the regime itself.
Yeah.
They've got all these economic and social problems.
Mm-hmm.
But what about their internal structure?
Right.
How are they handling the pressure
How are they holding up?
from within?
That's the key.
So we're back to those power struggles.
Oh, yeah.
The ones that are like
Like a reality show.
a reality show gone wrong.
Gone very, very wrong.
Yeah.
With very high stakes. So remember the hardliners?
Yeah.
The moderates,
Mhm.
the clergy,
All vying for power.
all fighting for control.
What's happening there?
Well, that might actually be the key to understanding the regime's future.
Really?
Yeah, and that's where we'll pick up.
Wait, hold on. You're going to leave us hanging?
I have
Come on.
to. We've got to take a break.
Come on.
Gotta savor the suspense.
We're just getting to the good part.
I know, but we'll be right back.
Oh, fine.
Don't worry.
We'll be back.
To unravel the tangled web of Iranian power dynamics.
Stay tuned. Okay, so we're back and ready to untangle this web of Iranian power dynamics you were talking about.
Oh, yeah, it's a tangled one.
It's messy.
Very messy.
So remind us, who are the main players in this whole power struggle?
All right, so you've got the hardliners,
Okay.
the old guard. They're like stuck in the past, you know?
They want to go back to the good old days.
Yeah, they think they can just turn back time to the revolution.
Like the if it ain't broke, don't fix his crowd.
Exactly.
Except it's kind of broken.
Yeah, it's very broken.
And then you've got the moderates.
Right, the moderates, they're like the voice of reason.
They're trying
to keep things calm.
to keep everybody from,
From going off the rails.
Yeah, going completely crazy.
But it's a tough job.
Yeah, I bet.
Especially with the hardliners breathing down their necks.
Yeah, so are they making any progress?
I mean, they're trying.
They're trying.
But it's an uphill battle.
And then there's the
wild card.
The clergy.
The puppet master.
The puppet masters.
Pulling the string.
From behind the scenes.
Always behind the scenes.
So they've got a lot of influence.
Oh, yeah. They're the power brokers.
They're the ones who really...
They call the shots.
Call the shots, yeah.
They're like the referees in this whole game.
But they also own the stadium and make the rules.
Exactly. So
not exactly a fair game.
Not really.
So you've got these three factions.
Yeah.
The hardliners, the moderates, and the clergy.
Right.
All trying to,
outmaneuver each other.
get upper hand.
It's a constant power struggle.
But there's one more thing we have to consider.
Oh, yeah.
The big one.
The elephant in the room.
The supreme leader.
Khamenei.
He's not getting any younger.
Nope.
And when he's gone...
That's when things could get really interesting.
Yeah, that's going to be
a big shakeup.
A huge power vacuum.
Yeah. Everybody's going to be vying for control.
So it's like a game of musical chairs.
Exactly.
But with like really high stakes.
The fate of a nation.
Fate of a nation.
Yeah. Hanging in the balance.
So everyone's just trying to
position themselves.
Yeah, make sure they're in the right spot.
To grab that seat.
When the music stops.
Even Khamenei's gone.
Okay, so I'm starting to see how these power struggles could actually lead to the collapse of the Islamic Republic.
It's a real possibility.
Right, because it's not just about who's in charge.
No.
It's about
the instability.
Instability, yeah.
The infighting.
It weakens them.
It makes them vulnerable.
To all the other problems they're facing.
Exactly. The economic problems.
Right.
The social unrest.
The international isolation.
It all adds up.
It's like they're playing Jenga.
Oh, yeah.
But instead of carefully removing blocks...
You're just yanking them out.
Yeah, random.
And the whole power is going to come crashing down.
So the Islamic Republic is a nation.
At a crossroads.
At a crossroads, yeah.
They've got some big decisions to make.
Big decisions, yeah. And
the choices they make will determine their future.
Whether they survive, it's a real cliffhanger.
It is.
We'll have to wait and see what happens.
That's the fun part.
Yeah, the suspense is killing me.
But hey, at least we get to watch.
Yeah, from a safe distance.
Always from a safe distance.
With our popcorn.
And our comfy chairs.
It's like the best reality show ever.
Except it's real.
And the stakes are...
Sky high.
Sky high. Yeah. We've covered a lot of ground today.
We have.
A lot of fascinating insights.
A lot to think about.
About Iran.
Yeah, it's a complex situation.
Very complex.
But hopefully we've shed some light on it.
Yeah, giving you some things to ponder.
And maybe even some nightmares.
Maybe a few nightmares, yeah.
But that's the beauty of a good deep dive.
That's right. You got to keep it interesting.
Keep you on the edge of your seat.
So thanks for joining us, everybody.
Thanks for listening.
And until next time.
Stay curious.
Stay curious.